First off, credit Coach Klein and his staff. That's a good football team. Well prepared, kind of did what we expected they were going to do, get two backs and two tight ends and run the ball and utilize play action. Defensively, I thought they did a good job trying to stop the run and keep that thing contained. Did a good job mixing the looks up on the backside and obviously made some key special teams plays. You look at the kind of the construct of the game. We outgained them 352 to 269. The turnovers was a push. We won third down. We won red zone, but there were just going to be. We're going to look back and see probably 3 or 4 plays in each phase, offense, defense, and special teams, where we've got to make sure we're in the right call as a coaching staff. We make a good call. We never question our kids' effort, but we got to make sure we're executing the plays at critical junctures of the game. So certainly disappointed in the loss. Had some opportunities there in the second half to put the thing away and weren't able to do it. We got to come in tomorrow and correct the film and have a short memory and get ready to move on to our SEC opener. Questions?
Questions? We'll get a mic to. We'll start with Joel in the front.
Obviously, turn things over to Garrett. What was Tommy's status? What led to him being removed from the game?
Yeah, just as when he went in at halftime, he started getting stiffened up a little bit. Just didn't feel like he was able to make the throws like he did in the first half, so we decided to make a move.
We'll stay in the front and go to Ben and then Steve.
Coach, I guess just looking more on the positive side, I guess you're getting another big game out of Osiris Mitchell. What have you seen from him, and I guess what did you need to do to improve in the second half of the passing game, just getting guys downfield?
Yeah, I think he had 5 for 74, another touchdown, and was able to swing the momentum there at the end of the first half with that deep post route and make some critical plays. So he had a good offseason of preparation. He had a good camp. He's practicing very well. He's kind of reaping the benefits of that.
Steve and then Logan.
Coach, a bit of an adventure on special teams today. It lacked a little bit of consistency throughout the year. What are you kind of seeing with your assessment of special teams play?
Yeah, the kickoff return there certainly was a huge momentum changer. We made a play with the fumble that we got. We made a big field goal there in the second half, but certainly too many penalties in the coverage game and the return game. We just we got to make sure that we're getting guys that are running down the field and covering and we're tackling and getting guys on the ground. And more than anything, the thing that was disappointing from that aspect was some of those penalties that were knocking us. We were flipping field position, and it was knocking us back and making it a very long field to drive.
Logan, the coach is right.
What's kind of the status of Dantzler and Nick Gibson?
Dantzler's lower body. He didn't go much during the week, and thought he may be able to go, and just wasn't able to do it today. Who's the second one?
Nick Gibson.
Nick Gibson, same thing, lower body. He didn't do anything this week.
We'll go to Garrett here in the front. Get a mic to
you. Joe, when you see your quarterback fly 6 feet in the air there, do you hold your breath a little bit, or you have to give him credit for the heart aspect, I imagine?
Yeah, I think Garrett played very hard. I think he did excellent in the run game. Certainly some things in the pass game that he needs to clean up, and particularly on fourth down there, we got to put the ball in the air. But yeah, anytime, reminded me of Nat Moore. I remember that from the Dolphins happened a few years ago. But yeah, he bounced up. He was fine. And it was more upset that he didn't make the yard than anything.
Anybody else? Paul? We'll go to Paul and then we'll go to Steve.
Coach, back to that kickoff return. Chrisman gives you a seven-point lead. Just how difficult is that to stop that momentum flip when they make a play like that?
Yeah, tied it up, and I think the defense made some good adjustments at halftime. And it's just you go from, like you said, being 7-up to tied, and the momentum goes back the other way, and we just get them on the ground there and pin them. I think our defense is playing well. We have an opportunity to keep field position, and now they kick off, and I think we had a penalty on the ensuing return, which backed us up to kind of the shadow of our goalpost. So certainly, 2 back-to-back special teams plays there that hurt us.
Coach, only holding them to 146 yards rushing there, and it seemed like the interior defensive line with Lovett and Crumity both made some plays today. I know you got to watch the film, but what's your assessment right now?
Yeah, it started off a little slow. Just looking at it, it was 35 rushes for 146. I think we started. I said we made some adjustments in the second half, and brought a couple extra numbers in the box. Maybe did a little bit less pressure. And And I thought we came out from the second quarter on and did a better job stopping the run.
Logan again.
Joe, now that you've played against Kansas State, just how much different is that team than the one you saw last year in Manhattan?
I think they're probably more, they're different, offensively from a schematic standpoint. Last year they were a lot of 11, some 10 looks. They're primarily 2 back and 2 tight ends today, so a little bit of shift of scheme there. Defensively the coverages were different, but the style of play is the same. And Kansas State's always been a traditionally solid special teams outfit.
Other question? We'll go to Tyler, then Ben. We'll stay here in the front.
When a game is that close, pretty much all the way throughout, as you sit here right now, what do you kind of look at, and is there anything that you're like, if this would have gone this way or that would have gone that way, maybe the outcome would have been a little different?
I think you're going to, like I said, go back in all 3 phases and probably pick out 3 or 4 plays in each unit that if, the boot pass that they scored a touchdown on, the special teams field goal, or the special teams kickoff return, then there's going to be, some things on offense. Maybe we got to catch the ball or maybe throw it a little bit more accurate. It extends the drive and keeps us going. I mean, Colin had another huge game, 24 carries over 100 again, 3rd straight game. So, there's going to be a ton of positives, but like I said, probably 3 or 4 plays in each phase that you're going to look back on are going to be the difference in the game.
Ben.
Just with the quarterbacks, I know Garrett came in last week. Was that kind of the plan all week, or was there a decision to move him into the number 2 spot? And kind of where does Keaton stand in that?
Say that one more time.
Where does Keaton stand in the quarterback group? Is Garrett the number 2 guy right now?
Garrett's number 2, yeah. Keaton, I mean, we evaluate that, every day in practice, and I'm sure you guys know that Keaton was going through some upper body stuff, through the course of camp, and, was off for a week and then came back, and he's still working through some of that stuff health-wise and mechanically. But yeah, I mean, Tommy's the 1, Garrett was the 2, and, Keaton and Jalen were taking reps as well this week.
Joel, and then we'll go Logan.
Obviously got SEC play now, just a week away. Just after 3 non-conference games, given what happened today and things, just where do you feel like this team is with Kentucky coming up?
With Kentucky coming up? Yeah, we, one of our season goals is to have a winning non-conference record. We won our first 2, lost our 3rd one, and have 1 more left, so we still have the ability to accomplish that goal. It won't happen until later in the year, but I think with the number of losses we had on this football team, in all 3 phases, and some of the youth and some of the inexperience and new faces, we've really focused on approaching each game with a singleness of purpose and looking to go 1-0 every week, and you can't let the same game beat you twice. So we won the first 2, we lost the 3rd one, and we just got to make sure that the kind of the ripple effects of this game don't carry on until tomorrow after we get done watching the film. So we're going to come in, we're going to watch as a staff, we'll watch it with the kids, we'll go on the field, make the corrections, and put it behind us. You're 0-1 that week, and we're going to move on to Kentucky.
Logan.
Joe, the touchdown drive right before halftime, just how much did that help momentum going into the locker room with that?
No, it was huge. We were, part of the thing in the first half offensively is I think we got behind schedule. You look at our number of first down plays where we ended up in 2nd and 7+ or 2nd and long. We were able to, I think, stay ahead of the chains a lot better in the second half. But certainly to have that short amount of time to drive down the field and end it with a touchdown and pull within 3, boosted the kids' spirits heading in the locker room.
I don't want to call it a setback with Tommy, because obviously I don't know any of the specifics, but at this point, how worried are you that it could become a weekly thing that he's sort of dealing with that upper body injury?
Yeah, hopefully not. We'll get him reassessed tonight and tomorrow, see where he's at. And he got cleared and he wanted to play and he wanted to give it a shot. And I think he did good in the first half, but like I said, just didn't feel like he could perform at the level we needed him to. And not a selfish guy, not going to go out there and try to do it. And, once he made that play, we decided it was best for us to make a move.
Robbie, then we'll go to the back of the cameras.
I know this probably wasn't the plan to play Garrett in these 2 games in big spots like you did, but have you learned a little something from him and how he's been able to handle himself? He had that run on 4th down where he did the helicopter and stretch for the first down. Have you learned a little something from him?
No, I think kind of what you saw a little bit last week, that he's a kid that's not really, not real flappable. The situation doesn't get too big for him. Obviously, he's a true freshman quarterback in his first game against a Power 5 opponent. There are going to be a ton of things on film we see and we need to correct and he needs to get better at. But when you just look at it from a skill perspective, he's big, he's tall, he can run, he can make all the throws. Now we just got to clean up the little stuff. very incredibly competitive.
We'll go to the back.
With the injuries, people missing that way or other reasons why they miss, how tough has that made things, not necessarily on Saturdays, but in just the game prep leading up?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like dominoes, you know what I mean? And you sit there at the beginning of the week and you're looking at who's available and who's injured and, you know, trying to set the depth chart, trying to set the scout team, and then you have a guy or two go down there in the course of a week of practice and you're getting young guys in there. And it's, I mean, it's, you know, I think everyone in the country's probably dealing with it, but certainly on a weekly basis, just making sure you have the best 11 on the field at a given time, you know, through the course of the week, and not just on game day, but getting them the reps that they need to be sharp, you know, during the week.
All right, thank you. We'll have players shortly.
Go State.